Ladies and gentlemen, we have breaking footage that has rocked the WWE universe to its core. Roman Reigns, yes, the tribal chief, is back in action, and he didn't return with a handshake. He returned with a beatdown. Solo Sikoa just got dismantled backstage, and this is what really happened. For weeks, Solo Sikoa has been operating unchecked, recruiting Jacob Fatu, pushing Jimmy Uso to the limit, and declaring himself the new head of the table. But Roman Reigns? He's been quiet. Too quiet. Rumors swirled that he was healing. That he was plotting. That he had walked away from the family, for good. But last night on SmackDown, cameras captured a moment the locker room won't soon forget. Roman Reigns didn't just return, he struck like a viper. Fast, silent, and devastating. Backstage near the loading dock, Solo was seen exiting his locker room, barking orders to security and talking on the phone. He looked confident. Arrogant even. That's when it happened. Lights flickered, one of the security guards mysteriously walked off, and Solo was left alone. Suddenly, Roman Reigns appeared from the shadows, wearing all black, hoodie up, his eyes cold. Before Solo could even react, boom, a Superman punch out of nowhere sent him crashing against the steel lockers. The silence in that hallway turned into absolute chaos. "You think this is yours now?" Roman growled as he grabbed Solo by the collar. "You think you run this?" Another crushing uppercut sent Solo collapsing into a production crate. The big dog wasn't just attacking, he was reclaiming. Solo tried to fight back, he's no pushover, but the shock of Roman's return stunned him. Reigns hurled him into a steel door, slammed a trash can over his back, and drove his knee straight into Solo's chest. It wasn't just an attack, it was a statement. Camera crews were shouting. Referees rushed in. But Roman wasn't done. He shouted into Solo's face, "You betrayed your blood. You used my name. My family. You're not the head of the table, you're just sitting in my seat." Then, Roman grabbed a steel chair and with one thunderous shot, wham, dropped Solo for good. The silence was eerie. Even the referees stood frozen. This wasn't the calm, calculating tribal chief of last year. This was Roman Reigns unleashed. Unhinged. After the assault, Roman stood over his fallen cousin and slowly raised his fingers in the air, throwing up the classic one symbol. And then, with cold precision, he whispered just loud enough for the cameras to catch. "I built this bloodline, and I'll burn it to the ground before I let you run it." Medical staff rushed to check on Solo. The tribal civil war has officially ignited, and there may be no turning back now. Backstage officials couldn't believe what they had just witnessed. Solo Sikoa, the man who's been dominating SmackDown for months, was lying broken on the concrete floor. Meanwhile, Roman Reigns walked away without saying another word, disappearing down the hallway like a ghost. No entrance music. No spotlight. No warning. Just a cold, calculated attack that sent one message to the entire WWE roster: the tribal chief isn't finished, not even close. Word of the attack spread quickly. Cameras caught Jimmy Uso arriving minutes later, sprinting through the corridor and shouting for his brother. He dropped to one knee next to Solo and yelled for medics, his face filled with rage and confusion. "Who did this?" Jimmy screamed. But he knew. Everyone knew. The bloodline had just been cracked open from the inside. Jacob Fatu? Nowhere to be seen. Paul Heyman? Missing in action. The enforcers, the allies, the family, all scattered. And in the center of it all, Roman Reigns had drawn first blood in the war to reclaim his legacy. Sources backstage say Roman didn't even stay in the building. After the attack, he exited through the back loading door, hopped into a black SUV, and vanished without saying a word to WWE officials. No interview. No promo. Just destruction. And now? The locker room is in panic mode. Superstars like Cody Rhodes and Randy Orton were reportedly alerted not to cross paths with Roman that night. One producer called the moment a flashback to the most dangerous version of Roman Reigns we've ever seen. But what happens now? Does Solo strike back? Will Jacob Fatu retaliate? Will Jimmy stand with Solo, or finally choose a side? And what about Heyman? The man who once declared Reigns the greatest champion of all time, where is his loyalty now? One thing is crystal clear, Roman Reigns is no longer interested in talking. No more tribal meetings. No more finger-pointing. This isn't about strategy anymore, it's about war. About legacy. About who really owns the soul of the bloodline. Fans are already buzzing about what this means for SummerSlam, Payback, and beyond. Could we be heading toward a Reigns vs. Solo Sikoa showdown? Or an all-out tribal warfare match involving Jimmy, Fatu, Jay, and even the returning stars like The Rock or Rikishi? Anything is possible. The chessboard is shifting again, and Roman Reigns just moved his queen. One moment changed everything. Roman Reigns made it clear, if anyone dares sit on the throne he built, they'd better be ready to bleed for it. Solo Sikoa learned that the hard way. Smash that like button, subscribe for more exclusive breakdowns, and let us know in the comments, did Roman go too far? Or was this justice long overdue? The tribal war has begun. Stay tuned.